creative people, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to create this blazer. The inspiration comes from Beyonce. She posted this photo on Instagram. I don't actually know when, but she posted it and I saved it and I was like, I want to make it. So that's why I'm doing this video. Also the skirt, I will be posting the video how to create this skirt on Sunday, so stay tuned for that. And it's super easy to create the skirt, but the blazer, it takes a little bit time. So I really hope you enjoy it, and let's get started. To create this pattern, I'm using basic pattern for blazer. I'm gonna start right on my waistline and measuring 4.5 centimeters and also 4.5 centimeters outwards, together 9 centimeters, and that is where the first buttons are going to be, or the middle buttons. Then I'm gonna add at the side of the 4.5 centimeters 2 centimeters extra and create a help line that is going to go all the way down to the lower line and upwards to the chest line. You're going to have 6 buttons, so distance between the buttons is going to be 11 centimeters. From the first button, you're going to mark away -1 centimeter on the neckline. We're also going to just mark right like 1 centimeter from the outwards, and I'm gonna create a straight line all the way from that inner part of the neckline all the way down to the first button. So going straight up about 9 centimeters. At that point, I'm gonna create a 90 degrees line that is going to be 5.5 centimeters long. I'm also going to add 2 centimeters from those 5.5, and also I'm trying here to create like a rectangle to know where my first collar is going to be. Back to the middle front line that we just marked, I'm just going to like mark about 8 centimeters, just going to help me know how big of a collar I want it to be. The neckline, I'm going to mark 1.5 centimeters. Follow that 1 centimeter on the shoulder line, and just, you know, create a straight line all the way down to the 1.5 centimeter and just connect it with that 1.5 centimeters. To connect that rectangle, try to create the first collar, as you can see in the video. It's a little bit hard to explain, but I'm just marking 8 centimeters. This is how big I want my collar to be. And then if you can see, I'm just gonna try to shape the first collar, but I'm gonna also go from 1.5 centimeters and create also a straight line that is going to be 4.5 centimeters and just connect that first collar, as you can see in the video. Going back to those 8 centimeters and just moving them forward and just connecting or creating my second collar. I'm going to take away the incision that is on the shoulder. I'm also going to lower my lower line with 15 centimeters because I want it to be a little bit long, as Beyonce has. I'm gonna try to make it as form-fitting, so I'm gonna take away also 1 centimeter on the side. You can see here, I'm just gonna take away the collar because this is going to be separately. Going back on the lower line, and you're going to measure about 13 centimeters, and you're going to go lined on the shoulder. You're going to measure 3 centimeters and connect it with a 13 down. And this is the second collar, which you have this piece, so once you have the same fabric and you flip your collar, it will be the same color. Second piece that you can take out from the front is this piece, and this one is for the inner lining. Back, I'm just gonna go ahead and lengthen the lower line so it's the same as the front, which is 15 centimeters. I'm gonna take away also the sides about 1 centimeter, and because we took away 1 centimeter on the neckline, we have to do it on the back too. For the sleeve, I'm just going to lengthen it for about 5 centimeters. Are the pieces for the inner lining. Here are the other pieces that are not lining. Material, I'm using material for lining, and this one has a little bit shimmer in it, and you will need 2 meters. For second fabric, I'm using 100% polyester. This fabric doesn't contain any elasting, so be aware of that. You will need also 6 buttons, but this is actually optional. I use 6 buttons, and I use these without any detail on. Also, you will be needing measuring band. Also be using some pins, scissors, pattern, and a crayon. Like always, the first step is to place the pattern on the fabric, measure 1 centimeter for the sewing, and cut out all of the pieces. Are the pieces that you will be needed when it comes to lining, so it's back and 2 front pieces, and of course the sleeves. The second pieces, here are all of the pieces that you will need to create the blazer. First step is to take the front pieces and sew the incisions before you do anything else. Are sewed on, you will take this little lining that's the same color as the original front piece of the blazer, and this little piece is, once you put the blazer on and you flip the collar, it will be the same color at the both sides. So I'm just gonna attach them one above the other, and as you can see where I'm showing you, I'm gonna start and sew all the way down. So I'm just sewing the collar, I'm not sewing upwards towards the shoulder. Now I'm going to flip it inside out to create nice color and to create nice edges, so the color looks good. And I recommend to iron these 2 pieces. It's very necessary to do that because it's much easier to work with the pieces. It's just magic. It's magic how pretty. Now you have to focus on the other piece of the collar, which is the one that's around your neckline. And here I'm just going to show you where to sew. As you can see the dots, and once I sew them, I just flip it inside out to create nice edges, and I iron it, which is very important. We're moving on to the back piece, and of course before we attach the back piece together with the sides, we have to sew the incisions. Are sewed on for the back piece. It's time to connect it with the front piece. So these 2 fronts, you're going to sew the sides and of course the shoulder part, so we will be able to attach the collar. But the first is to sew the sides together with these front pieces and the shoulder, and then we will be doing the second step. Now it's finally time to attach the second collar, and it's super easy. You just place the second collar right between that crease where the first collar is, and just sew straight line. Now we have to attach the sleeves, and of course before we attaching the sleeves together with the top, we have to fold them, sew the sides, and then attach them. Now that the face of the blazer is sewed on, we have to sew the inner lining. And for the inner lining, of course, the first step is to sew the incisions on the both front and back piece before we attach them together. Also ironed my inner lining pieces because they work, it's much easier to work with them if they are ironed. Otherwise this fabric is like all over the place, so I really recommend it to iron. The first step here is that I am going to attach the sides of the front pieces, and only the sides, not the shoulder part. Now I'm gonna take my inner lining and I'm gonna place it inside of my blazer, and because I don't have full pieces of the front piece, I'm gonna attach them. Once I put the inner lining inside of this blazer, I'm gonna attach the front sides together with the front sides of the inner part of the blazer. I really hope you understand this step, because we don't have the full front size pattern, so we have to attach it together because of this collar at the front. I hope you understand this. If don't, please comment below. I try to write down on a comment or something. I think you can see it a little bit clearer what I mean now once it's sewed on. Now that we have sewed on the inner lining, we have to sew also on the shoulder parts. So that is what I'm doing here. PS, this is just a tip, it's much easier to sew the shoulder parts if you flip the blazer inside out and then sew the shoulder parts, and then once you reverse it, you will have a nice edge. And and this is how it looks once I flip my blazer inside out. And now we have to also sew the sleeves, and for the sleeves we have to of course sew the sides first before we attach them together with the inner lining. Is sewed on together with the blazer. Now we have to flip the blazer inside out so we can create nice edges for the lower line of the sleeves, and I'm just gonna attach two sleeves together with each other. I really hope you understand better once you see a video of what I meant. And this is what I meant. So once you flip the blazer inside out together with sleeves, you will get a nice edge when it comes to the sleeves. I'm gonna do this exactly the same thing for the lower line of the blazer. So I'm gonna flip the whole blazer inside out, sew a straight line. Also don't forget to leave an opening because you have to flip the blazer inside out again, so you will get a nice edge. This step is optional, but what I did here is I sewed two straight lines that are one besides the other and about 1 centimeter distance from each other. I sewed them all around the collar, all around of my lower line for the sleeves, and also on the lower line for the blazer. actually didn't follow my pattern. I just placed them where I thought they would look the best, and that was actually it. To place the buttons where you want them to be, take your crayon and mark. The first 3 buttons that are towards the side, you're not going to use them. I mean, they're just there for decoration. So I just took a thread and a needle and I just sewed them on. And for those 3 buttons that actually are useful, you will be needing this buttonhole foot, to succeed to create holes for the button. When you're using this type of foot for your sewing machine, I recommend not to pull your fabric. It's very important, otherwise you will destroy this little creation that it does. And of course, the last step is to sew those 3 buttons, and then you're done. This is the finishing product. This type of blazers are super trendy right now, so I really recommend it to create one. Also, it is a little bit more like hard to make, just because it has much more steps to it than what I usually post on my YouTube channel. Yeah, if you follow all of my steps, you will succeed in making this blazer, and hopefully it will be even better than mine. I also recommend, if you don't like the a round shaped collar and you want to go with the pointy ones, of course, change the pattern however you like. It's optional. I really hope you liked this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Like always, if you have any suggestions of what you would like me to create next, please comment below. Don't forget to follow me on social media like my blog and my Instagram, and also on Instagram, please tag me on your products that you have created from my videos, because I really like to see your results and also feature you on my Insta story. See you till next time. Hej då!